Hey, beautiful souls. Good morning, good afternoon, or whatever time this message greets you. Welcome to another episode of Cup of Cocoa and Chat, the podcast. I am so glad you're here. This is your safe space to sip slowly, think deeply, and listen to real conversations that stir the heart. I am your host, Princess, and today's episode is for anyone who's ever felt stuck, stalled, or unsure. Today's episode is called Start Where You Are: Grace, Growth, and Getting Unstuck. Whether you're sipping cocoa, coffee, or tea, settle in. It's time to reset your mindset and move forward in faith. Let's do a 1 minute mindful pause by taking a deep breath in and out. This reminds us we are not behind. We are exactly where we're supposed to be to begin again. I invite stillness and presence into your daily lives. Here is a mindful truth. Peace isn't a place, it's a practice. So I would love for you to practice this mindful pause by just breathing in deeply and exhaling to remind you that you are not behind, but where you are supposed to be to begin again. So let's start with grace. Give yourself permission for grace. Bible verse Lamentations chapter 3 verse 22 through 23. His mercies are new every morning. His mercies are new every morning. Letting go of guilt and perfectionism is a big one for a lot of people, okay? Even for me. But guilt is not the same as conviction. Sometimes we hold on to guilt thinking it's humility, but it's not. Guilt says, I should have done better. Conviction says, now that I know better, I can do better. Guilt keeps you stuck in shame. Grace calls you forward into change. Perfectionism is fear in disguise. When you feel like you can't start unless everything is just right, you're really trying to protect yourself from failure or judgment. But the truth is, done is better than perfect. Just get it done. Deal with the perfection of it after, but get it done and then perfect it. Perfectionism says, what if I mess up? What if you mess up? You can always fix it. But that's about being perfectionist. That's all about being perfectionist. What if I mess up? Oh, well, Grace says, even if I do, I'll grow from it. So we grow from our mistakes. So don't be afraid to make a mistake, because growing from that mistake is the value. So you would not shame your friend for trying something. you would encourage them, right? So why isn't that grace extended to you? You know, you have to speak to yourself like you love yourself. Be gentle with yourself, especially in moments of new beginnings or healing. Release the pressure to prove. You don't need to perform your worth. You're already worthy, okay? Your value doesn't increase with productivity or decrease with mistakes. You don't need to earn grace. You just need to receive it. So as you give grace, learn how to receive grace. Okay? I have a personal moment I want to share where I didn't extend grace that I had to. I didn't extend grace to myself at first, but I had to learn to extend grace to myself. So there was a season not too long ago when I hit a wall. I had committed to showing up every day to stream on the app, favorited, and Facebook with my segment of Cup of Cocoa and Chat, with energy, with joy, with purpose. But then life got heavy. So between grief, fatigue, and trying to pour from an empty cup, I missed a few days of streaming. And I was very hard on myself. And you know what came knocking? Guilt. That little voice that said, you let people down. But in that quiet space when the lights were off and it was just me and God, I heard a different voice. A still but small one. And it said, you are not failing. You are human. You are healing. And you are allowed to rest. Let me tell you what I heard again. You are not failing. You are human. You are healing. And you are allowed to rest. That was the moment I realized I had to offer myself the same kindness I always offer others. Grace didn't mean making excuses. It meant acknowledging that I am growing, that I am learning to show up whole, not just for others, but for myself. I didn't quit. I just regrouped with a new weekly flow. And now I record and upload this podcast every Monday. And I only stream on Wednesday and Friday. I returned with so much more energy than I had prior. And I reminded myself, even when I miss a beat, the rhythm of purpose continues. I just had to keep stepping in it. So I say to you, release the pressure and just begin. Okay? All right, let's talk about growth. Embrace the process of growth. Quote of the day: start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. And that quote comes from Arthur Ashe. Okay? So now, the power of taking small steps. Sometimes we underestimate the impact of small steps because they don't feel big enough. But the truth is, every major transformation is built on the back of consistent, tiny actions. You don't have to leap to be powerful. Sometimes it's the inch forward, the deep breath, the choice not to give up today. That's where the real strength is. Progress doesn't always look like fireworks. It might look like finally getting out of bed, making that one phone call, drinking your water, saying the affirmation even when you don't fully believe in it yet. Don't let the size of a step make you doubt its value. God honors movement, not perfection. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a seed. Keep watering it. I promise you it will grow. All right. So, what lesson is this season trying to teach you? What lesson is this season trying to teach you? Now, take a moment with me right now, wherever you are, driving, walking, sitting, just pause and breathe in. And breathe out. Now, I want to ask you something simple but powerful. What lesson is this season of your life trying to teach you? Now, that's something to think about. What lesson is this season of your life trying to teach you? So, not what you're trying to fix or control or rush through, but what this moment, this chapter is quietly asking you to notice. I guarantee you, if you pause and think about it, you will come up with what lesson is this season of your life trying to teach you. You know, maybe it's trying to teach you patience. Maybe it's just nudging you to slow down. Maybe it's reminding you that you are stronger than you think or softer than you allow yourself to be. But whatever it is, life is always speaking, my friend. But the lessons come softly, and we have to pause to listen. We have to slow down enough to just listen. I promise you, you will get the answer. So instead of asking why this is happening, ask instead, what is this moment here to teach me? You can be going through something right now today. Instead of asking yourself, why is this happening? Ask yourself, what is this moment here to teach me? And give yourself permission not to have all the answers, because we don't have all the answers, but to stay open and listen. Stay open and listen. So take this statement, write it in your journal, place it in your phone, or say it aloud. Right now, I am learning that blank. And fill in that blank. And fill in that blank for yourself. Right now, I am learning that blank. And let that truth rise up from within you. Right now, I am learning that blank. Remember, growth isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, private, and powerful. Okay? Now let's move along to getting unstuck. Getting unstuck. Now let's talk about what can keep us from moving forward, right? Even when we want to. Think about those things that are keeping you from moving forward. Because truthfully, it's not always the outside circumstances that are holding us back. Sometimes it's the quiet things within us that we haven't named yet, that we just haven't given a name, right? For me, I call them the stuck points. Those are the points that causes me to get in my own way. Stuck points. These are the thoughts, fears, and the patterns that can silently stall our progress. And three of the biggest ones I've seen both in my life and in others are fear, comparison, and overthinking. Fear, comparison, and overthinking. Let's take a moment to look at each one, not to judge ourselves, but to bring awareness and healing. Because once we name it, we can navigate it. Name it to navigate it, okay? And I'll also share some practical tools for each one that you can use. And if they don't help you, if those tools don't help you, research, come up with some tools that will help you to navigate through what I call stuck points. So I'm going to break them down for you. Number one, fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment. It can paralyze us, okay? But fear is often a signal, not a stop sign, okay? Fear is that yellow blinking one or that yellow sign. It's a signal. It is not a stop sign. So the tool you can use for fear is to start with one brave action a day. Something that you fear, whether it's fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment. Start with one brave action a day, something small, even if it's just writing the idea down or saying it out aloud. Start. If you're having fear of failing at that job, if you're having fear of failing to start something, you're having fear of success of your job, your life, whatever your fear is, fear of that judgment, start with one brave action a day, something small, even if it's just writing the idea down or saying it out aloud. Start. Take it from your mind, place it on paper, and do something with it. Okay? Comparison. Number 2. Comparison kills momentum. It makes you feel like your start doesn't matter because someone else is further along. So what? So what, I say to that. Just because Joe Blow started it over there doesn't mean you can't start it over here. Some of the ideas that we have are not original ideas. They are ideas, but a lot of them are not original. If you come up with an original idea, great. Start it. If you have an idea that someone else had and they've already started and they are further along in their journey, start yours. Start yours. Don't compare how far they've gotten to how far you are. Okay? Celebrate your unique path, because that's exactly what it is. It may be an idea that somebody else had, but yours can be unique to what you want to do, what you have come up, your plan. Let it be unique to you, and don't compare it to others. Say this to yourself: my journey is unfolding at the right pace for me. Move at your pace. Don't worry about what Joe Blow over there doing. You ever been in a race and you're racing and you are looking at the person to the right and to the left of you and where they are in the race? That messes with your mind. Don't worry about where right and left are. Worry about where you got to go and move at your own pace. Okay? Overthinking. I do this a lot. Overthinking keeps us stuck in our heads, where fear multiplies and clarity disappears. Because you can overthink yourself out of your idea quick. So give your brain a time limit, right? Decide what you want, write it down, take one action in the next 24 hours, because progress is a decision, not a debate. So don't be debating with yourself. Stop overthinking it. Do it. Okay? So repeat after me. I am not stuck. I am preparing for a shift. I am not stuck. I am preparing for a shift. So you don't need the full map, just the next step. You do not need the full map, just the next step. So call to reflection time. Which one of these stuck points shows up for you most? Is it fear? Is it comparison? Or overthinking? Fear, comparison, or overthinking? Identify it, name it, and just know you do not have to fix it all today, but naming it is your first step to shifting it. Okay? Naming it is your first step to shifting it. Okay? Here's another affirmation that can help you. I extend grace to myself. I welcome growth into my life. I am no longer stuck. I am walking boldly in purpose. I extend grace to myself. I welcome growth into my life. I am no longer stuck. I am walking boldly in purpose. Okay? So our time is almost near. The time for us is almost near. But I want to thank you for sharing this moment with me. If today's message spoke to your heart, share it with someone else who may need a little push to get unstuck. And remember, progress doesn't have to be perfect. Just start where you are. I'll meet you right there if you like. Okay? So, I'll be back next Monday, May 12th, with season 1, episode 5 of Cup of Cocoa and Chat, the podcast. So, go ahead and mark your calendar, pour your favorite drink, and meet me back here for some more good vibes, real talk, and purpose filled conversations. Until then, take care of your mind, your peace, and your purpose. Honor your growth no matter the pace. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay encouraged, and as always, peace, blessings. I love you, and I mean it. Bye, guys.